In this video brought to you by Frontline Public Safety Solutions, we're going to talk about the range entries and defensive tactics entries that you handle within your police department. So under range roster here, if I clicked on my name, you're going to be able to add in my FOID card information and when it expires. You're also going to be able to add in a weapons list that weapons that I get assigned by the police department on duty or off duty. If I needed to add more weapons, you would click Add New Weapons List, put it in here, and that data will save. You can also edit and delete weapons that are within the police officer's weapons list. This works the same for under Defensive Tactics, under Entry, Defensive Tactics Roster. If I clicked on the officer's name, you're going to see what classes he's completed, and you're going to be able to assign tasers or whatever other defensive tactic weapons that he has. So this is a way to store all your weapons list for your officers. So if I want to make a range entry, before I do that, let's go into Manage, and let's manage our weapon type. You customize what type of weapon they have, what make they have, what course of fire you want to do, and how often you want to complete that course of fire. So I'd put that up here, and I would select how often we want to complete that course of fire. This is your ammo type that you allow, and these are the name of your range instructors. So if I want to make an entry, and I'm making a range entry, and we just did a shoot, and put under my name, you'll put the date of the entry, which is today. We can send this was a handgun, which was under this serial number. The gun I qualified with was my Glock 19. Any sort of notes you want to put in about the weapon. We're going to do the close quarter qualification. I passed it. You also can put a score in, what type of ammo I used, who was the range instructor, and if you want, you can even say how many rounds of fired we shot. This is also general notes about the shoot. Maybe I'm leaning to the right or I have a heavy trigger finger. Whatever you want to put on your notes, you can put in there and click Save Entry. Now we know that is there forever. So we just completed a range entry. Under reports here, we have a range overview report. You can, this is the one I just did. So now I know I'm good till April 12th, 2019, because we have it selected for every 6 months for that shoot. You can, again, these top bars you get to customize. And then as you can imagine, as all your officers are on your left, and as that you complete the range entries, this will fill in. This can be exported to PDF and Excel. So you no longer need to handwrite in your range entries or whatever you're doing. Everything is done within the same training tracker software as everything else. We have a missing range weapon course report. So I can select the officer's name here, and let's find out which one he's expired on, and that will list to the right. So it's a quick way to know who needs to shoot and who's expired. And then weapons list report. Again, I can select by officer or by weapon type or however you want to select it. I want to know what weapons Ben Laird has, and here's that information. I can export this to PDF. FOID card information. You can run an entire FOID card report for your department, or I can only run who I want, know the FOID card, and when it expires. Again, if you just want to run an entire selection on all, you'll click that and search, and it's going to give you your whole department's all their FOID cards and when they expire, and you can print that report to PDF. Under the DT, everything works the same way. So you have an overview screen. On the top are the weapons that we manage. So under the Manage button here, if I go to Weapon Type, these are the 3 that I have entered in and how often we need to complete those weapons training. So then when you go to your overview screen, as I was showing you, you're going to see those 3 weapons are on the top, and then when you complete the course of the OC spray or taser, it's going to tell you when you need to complete it again. Again, if this is just a demo environment, so much are blank, but if you imagine if you're putting in entries, it's going to all fill in appropriate to the under the officer's name here. You can export this to PDF and Excel. We have a defensive tactics report, which will show all the classes that we've completed. And then we have the overview, which I showed you. Under missing are people who need to complete the classes, which obviously we have quite a few that need to be done in this one. And then we have a weapons report list, which will show you what weapons are assigned to the officer. So in this bottom half of the selection, it gives you all the information you need for in-house range and weapons information. And just a reminder, under user management, when you are selecting your user, if you checkbox them on the left, they have the ability, they are an instructor, they have the ability to enter in the range and defensive tactics information, but you have to checkbox it. On the right gives them the ability to where they're on the roster. So if you're a CSO, you're not going to be checked on any of these, and this gives permissions to even a patrolman. So if a patrolman's a range officer, you're going to give him the ability to make range entries. If you do not have this checkbox, you do not have the ability to enter in a range or a DT entry. So that is done on purpose. We want to make sure we have the right people making the right entries. If you have any questions, obviously, please reach out to us at Frontline. We are always here to help.